Hoje eu estive em São Paulo registrando a coletiva de imprensa dos atores Tom Holland e Laura Harrier, os mesmos que estão aí no próximo filme do Homem Aranha, Tom Holland o protagonista, como não haveria de ser, que estreará nos cinemas no próximo dia 5 de julho deste ano. Com muita simpatia, os atores atenderam a imprensa. Nós tivemos ali cerca de praticamente 40 minutos de debate com os jornalistas, onde com muito bom humor eles conseguiram dar uma palhinha do que virá por aí em Spider-Man Homecoming, ou Homem-Aranha de Volta ao Lar, como vocês preferirem o título aqui em português. Pessoal, quem for acompanhar a entrevista que eu vou estar colocando aqui na íntegra dos dois atores, vou lembrar o seguinte: quem ainda não fala inglês, quem tem dificuldade ainda com inglês, usem as legendas do YouTube, certo? É muito fácil. Quem ainda tem dúvidas de como usar esse mecanismo por aqui, eu tenho um tutorial lá no meu outro canal, no Fato Notícias. Eu explico passo a passo, em menos de 1 minuto, como vocês conseguem colocar a legenda alterando o idioma. É bem facinho. Estou linkando aqui nos cards, vou deixar ainda aqui na descrição também. Bom, sem mais delongas, vamos então à coletiva.
So,
Hello.
oh, you got it? Okay.
Yeah, good. Ready to go?
So, I understand you guys got here yesterday and you had a little tour in São Paulo. You went to Batman's Alley, right? And all that. How can you guys go to Batman's Alley?
You know, it was very tough.
Yeah, it was really hard.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy it.
Batman isn't there anymore, though.
Yeah, Batman's left.
And we're trying to make a Spider-Man there.
Oh, there you go.
That's the plan. We're going to have him put a Spider-Man there because it's about time it was Spider-Man's alley.
Yes, yes, I completely agree with you.
Rename.
So, how was it yesterday? You guys got here in São Paulo, and you had a little bit of São Paulo experience, right? You went to the alley, and you went sightseeing. It's your first time here, right?
Yes.
Yeah, first time here. It was actually a wonderful day. We were very lucky that you know, the Sony team were able to book a really nice day out for us so that we could experience as much of the city as we could in the short time that we're here. But we did some really amazing things, and I feel like the locals really welcomed us into the town, and it was a really, really wonderful day.
So, how did you like yesterday?
I had an amazing time. I think we really got to see a side of Sao Paulo that we wouldn't have been able to without the local people showing us around. The art that we saw was really incredible. I met some lovely people. We met this guy, Diego.
Yeah, Diego.
Yeah, he plants all around the city and really beautifies the area. He was, a special person.
I was very confused. He was telling me that all the plants we were planting grow into trees. I was in this little bottle. Like, how? Oh, surely not. And I was, for a good 25 minutes, being like, this place is going to be incredible. Look at these flowers grow into trees. But I didn't realise that he has to move the flowers for them to grow into trees. But, you know.
So, it's like everyday people doing small things to make people's lives better, right? A little bit like Spider-Man.
Yeah, well, I think our sort of quote for the tour is that, you know, everyday heroes can be superheroes every day. You know, whether that's a teacher, a firefighter, our friend Diego who's planting the flowers, trying to bring the countryside culture back into the city is something that's very important. And I think that's our you know, message to the world while we're on this tour is, again, that everyday heroes can be superheroes every day.
And after that, I realized you went to restaurant, like on top of the building, and you saw the whole skyline. Was that dawning? Was it still day? The skyline.
Yeah. We went at night and saw this beautiful nightscape of Sao Paulo. And such a big city you guys have here.
Yes, it is big.
Yeah, it was really incredible to see all the lights, and it was beautiful.
So you went sightseeing, you saw the skyline. You guys almost had the full Brazilian experience, but you know that everyone who comes to Brazil to have the full Brazilian experience, you need to have like soccer t-shirts so you can play soccer, right? So I have something for you guys. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. like Christmas morning.
Olha o celular aí, gente. Olha o celular.
Is it good? Sideways? Is it impossible to open? Oh my God.
I got it.
Yeah.
A cabeça aí na frente, gente.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
My brother Harry and my friend Harrison are here from London, and we all play football in London at like sort of under a train track kind of urban football pitch. And we really wanted to find a pitch here and have a little five-a-side game, but Sony weren't so keen on me playing football and hurting myself. But I'm sure you guys would have thrashed us. But it would have been fun to see you guys.
No, not me. I cannot see a ball. I just fall.
Yeah.
I stepped in and fall. Not you.
Me too. I'm with you.
I see. So, but
They're
some of the
pretty
guys here, they're
dangerous.
really good. You try your best, right?
Yeah.
You do.
It's the effort that counts, right?
So now let's go back a little bit to Homecoming. And I know the movie is finished, it's shot, and it's being in post-production. And we don't know a lot about the movie, and I'm sure the guys are going to hear a little bit more about the story. So what can you guys tell us that's going on?
I think the important thing to realise is the timeline. So this movie kind of picks up right after Civil War, right after Peter Parker, and Spider-Man have been thrown in at the deep end. You know, he really has gone on an experience that he'd never really dreamed of, and then after having the time of his life, he's kind of kicked right back into high school. So it's a huge reality check for him. But the movie, for me, is so interesting because he's kind of like a really bad version of Spider-Man in the sense that he doesn't know how to use his powers yet. So throughout the whole movie, he's learning and adapting and trying to find new ways that he can use his powers to defeat the Vulture. And then by the end of the movie, he realizes that he needs to fight the Vulture without any gadgets, without any gimmicks. He just has to fight him for who he is because Spider-Man is the best version of himself. So it's really like a huge learning curve for Peter Parker and for Spider-Man. And by the end of the film, he's definitely not the finished article. He's still got a lot of learning to do. So he's like a sort of Spider-Man in training, if you like.
Amigo, abaixa aí, por favor.
And Laura, and we know so little about Liz by now, and I believe we still keep knowing so little about Liz. But what can you tell us that makes her so special?
Well, I think Liz is interesting because she's really driven and focused on her future. She's super smart and kind of the go-getter, high achiever person of the school. She's the captain of the academic decathlon team, you know, the president of the homecoming committee, all of these things. But she really goes through an interesting character shift by the end. I think through the experiences she has and her relationship with Peter, you really see an interesting development with her.
I'll keep asking questions to that, but then you can also ask questions. So if anyone has a first question, that we can like go back and forth.
Yes, here. Here?
The Spider, yeah, come on.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, we need Spider-Man to ask a question. Got it. Yeah.
Just one here. Sadowski, aqui. Pra cá. Hi. Hi everyone.
Just a little bit, Okay, só pouquinho. Yeah. Dude, go ahead.
Bem, meu nome é Peter Parker. Esse aqui é o Peter Parker. Well, my name is Peter Parker, and this is Peter Parker. We are from Legião dos Heróis, and I am the chosen one, chosen two. Well, we believe that there could be only two Spider-Man in this world, and as you can see, we are ready to be the Jumpman. So I don't know what you're trying to do. That's not what the friend of the neighborhood should do, but we'll leave that behind because we want to know something about Spider-Man Homecoming. Well, Peter, your time to share.
Okay, so you said in previous interviews that you watched the previous movies to get some inspiration. So we want to know which characters did you take from Toby and which characters did you take from Andrew to create your version of Spider-Man?
That's a very good question. I was very lucky that we had, 5 movies previous to my movie, because I felt like I kind of had a cheat sheet. I could basically draw from those movies what I wanted to keep and take into my own movie. And there was countless things, whether it was part of Andrew's physicality while he was in the suit, or the sensitive side of Toby as Peter Parker. There were so many different things that I could steal, and I don't mind saying that I stole them, because they're so great, and I'm really lucky that I had them. But I think, that said, the main difference between my version of the character and theirs is that I'm obviously a lot younger, so we were able to make a much more innocent version of this character, someone who really just enjoys being Spider-Man. Because I think if you gave a 15-year-old superpowers, he'd have the time of his life. So in this movie, you really get to see a version of Spider-Man enjoying being Spider-Man. I often find with superhero movies that their powers, come as a bit of a burden. There's a huge responsibility, and maybe Peter hasn't necessarily realized that responsibility just yet. So he's really just enjoying his time as Spider-Man until shit hits the fan and it all goes crazy.
Hi, dynamics and routines we saw on superhero movies.
Well, I think that their relationship feels like their age. I mean, that they are, these kids, and it's kind of this, I think, starting out as this flirtation that develops into something else instead of being like this crazy romance like off the bat. It really, it was funny and awkward, and I don't know, I think it's different than the previous movies because of that.
Yeah, Peter definitely fancies Liz, and Liz might not feel the same way about Peter at first. But it's more of a friendship that blossoms into something. It's like a spark. It's like a spark rather than a relationship. And it's definitely a different side to, the typical Peter Parker love story that we've seen before.
Cool. Okay, I've got guys.
Hi guys. Do you
Hi,
have it?
Siga.
Okay, can I
She's
ask
also
in Portuguese?
a girl. I've seen
Very
this
cool.
outfit.
Can I ask in Portuguese?
Yeah.
Okay. Bom dia, gente.
I'm fluent in Portuguese.
Na verdade, são 2 perguntas rápidas. No universo Ultimate, a personagem da Liz, ela acaba desenvolvendo poderes. Eu gostaria de saber da Laura se ela gostaria de desenvolver poderes eventualmente no futuro e ser a primeira super-heroína da Sony, como seria isso para ela, na questão do empoderamento. E a segunda questão é, vocês estão trabalhando com o Michael Keaton. E o Michael Keaton recentemente fez o Birdman, né, que é a história de um personagem que fica preso num super-herói que ele não consegue nunca, né, deixar de desenvolver. E se vocês têm medo de ficarem presos nesses personagens, de uma certa forma, porque, né, bem ou mal, um super-herói é um personagem que você acaba tendo uma relação muito grande, você acaba sendo ligado. Obrigada. Espero que vocês aproveitem para dizer.
Yes, absolutely. I would love to have superpowers like Andrew, but I do not in this movie. Who knows about the future? I was pretty jealous of Tom on set getting to kick some ass and fight the bad guys. I think Liz being a strong woman, that would be a really cool thing to happen, but who knows? I think the second part is more for you.
That's a very important question, and it's a question that I've asked myself, and especially my agents and stuff. My biggest goal is to make this movie and this character as beloved as he was when he was in the comics. But that said, I'm an actor and I love playing different characters, so every day I'm on the phone and I'm auditioning for different roles on a whole different spectrum, to try and broaden my horizons and make sure that I don't get stuck as Spider-Man and I can play different people in the future. But yeah, that's definitely something that's important and on my mind.
So, as we're talking about superheroes, Homecoming is the first Spider-Man movie that is inside the Marvel universe, right? So we had Civil War that was the debut of your Peter Parker and your Spider-Man, and now it's your time, it's your movie, it's Spider-Man's movie. But we have Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. We have this big, cool, bad villain, the Vulture, and you have all these repercussions. So, how do you guys see the scope of the movie? That it's being in high school with kids, but at the same time, it's part of this bigger tapestry.
I think what's interesting about our movie is, like I said, how everyday heroes can be superheroes every day. John really tried to drive home the fact that if a regular kid can be a superhero, then a regular guy can be a supervillain. You know, so this is a movie. We've seen the billionaire, we've seen the god, we've seen the scientist. Now it's time to see the kid, and then the same for the villain. We've seen gods, we've seen aliens, we've seen robots, and now it's just time to see a regular guy who's really upset with what's happening in the world, and he's standing up for himself. So I feel like it's a superhero movie set in a much more, a much smaller scale, but without losing that epic factor of a superhero movie.
And how is it for you, Laura, seeing all this action going on around you? A lot of things, a lot of stunts that you sound like, am I going to do that? So how is it shooting that?
I had one stunt, which was pretty awesome. I'm really excited for everyone to see it. I have never done anything like that before, but it was cool working with the expert over here. Like, it made me much more comfortable. I was pretty terrified, but I loved it, and I've always loved superhero movies and films like this. So to be in it, in those incredible, huge action scenes, was surreal. It was so cool.
I remember when Laura did her stunt, that was the thing when Mum came to set.
Yeah, my mom was there. She was having a heart attack, my poor mother. And she was there watching me, you know, very near to death. And yeah, the monitor and her face was just like close to white, and she was screaming in the background to me, it's a movie, she's okay.
I remember, I think that shot's actually in the trailer. I remember like holding Laura, and we were pretty high up when we were doing it, and Laura was a little nervous, like, don't worry, I got you, I got you. Truth be told, I did not got you.
You did not got me.
So, Laura, how was it when you got the part? How was the process of you getting the part of Liz?
It was, so I had an initial audition that my agent sent me, just went to like any other audition, and I saw that it was for Spider-Man, and it was sort of this thing of like, wow, that's really cool. There's no way I'm gonna get that. Was not expecting this to happen, but I had another audition and another, and then I got Tom in a screen test, and we had a great time. I think I scratched Tom, and he still has a scar from my screen test. So I'm supposed to be pulling him across the room and scratch him somehow, but maybe it was good luck. So yeah, it was not as long as Tom's process, but it was a long one.
And Tom, your process was a pretty awesome process of casting, right?
I'd say awful, but sure. I remember when Sony finally released that they were recasting Spider-Man, I just rang my agents and said, guys, please, 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 please get me an audition. I just want to audition, that's it. I just want to get in front of Marvel so they know who I am. So in years to come, I could be in a superhero. So I did these self-tapes. I did 5 self-tapes, and as an actor, you have to do a thing called an ident, which is where you say, hi, I'm Tom Holland, I am 5'8", I'm from London, I'm 20 years old, but I went backflip. Hi, I'm Tom Holland, side flip. I'm from London, side flip. I like to do gymnastics. Please give me the role. Yeah, so I did 5 auditions, 5 self-tapes, and I then did an in-the-room audition. I then did 2 screen tests. My first one was with Robert Downey Jr., and my second one was with Chris Evans. And the whole process of becoming Spider-Man like took over my life. Like every second that I was on Instagram, scrolling, trying to find out news, and I actually eventually found out that I got the part through Instagram. No one called me. They just posted it on my Instagram. I went nuts. I started freaking out. I couldn't believe it. I was going absolutely crazy. And then Kevin Feige called me, who is the boss man, you know, he's a big cheese. He was like, "Hi Tom, I've got great news. I'd like to let you know that you're playing Spider-Man." I was like, "Dude, I know. You put it on Instagram. You're a little late." But yeah, as much as it was a very rewarding process, I think it was the most stressful time in my life.
Wow. We have a question right there.
I'm Caio with Post Brazil. I have a question to both Tom and Laura. What do you guys think that Spider-Man symbolizes in this political moment in which we see this wave of conservatism intensifying around the globe, and when Trump is president of the US?
I think Spider-Man being a regular kid, he was somebody who was given these extraordinary powers and rose to the occasion and is helping people in his life. Comes back to everyday heroes can be superheroes every day, and I think it's the same with the current political climate. I think that everyday people need to be protesting and writing their senators and congressmen and out there making a difference, because everyday people can't do that. I think it also goes vice versa with the vulture, when you see that these people who are, they're just regular people, but who are upset with the way that things are going in the world, maybe turn to not great ideals. But hopefully we can stay on the Spider-Man side.
Aqui atrás.
Bom dia a todos, sou Dinho do X Manteiga. Hi Laura, hi Tom. Vou fazer a pergunta em português mesmo. Só queria contar um caso para ele. Em 2013, quando você abriu sua conta no Instagram, eu vi um dos seus primeiros vídeos dando um salto mortal e eu falei: temos o verdadeiro Homem Aranha. Agora temos um Homem Aranha. É meio clichê o que eu vou falar, porque a gente sabe que com grandes poderes vem grandes responsabilidades. Mas, passando isso para a sua vida pessoal, como é essa responsabilidade de, por exemplo, levar o Homem-Aranha para nós, fãs de quadrinhos, a uma batalha, por exemplo, com o Thanos? Você vai ser o primeiro Peter Parker a chegar próximo do Thanos, que é o maior vilão da Marvel. Eu queria saber como você se sente com essa responsabilidade, como é essa responsabilidade de levar o Aranha tão longe, mais do que os outros intérpretes.
I think the responsibility for me lies in the fact that he's such a beloved character, and I think he is so beloved because he's so relatable. You know, I think it's a very special thing, especially for young boys, to be able to see a superhero going through the same things that they're going through. You know, whether it's struggling with your homework, or trying to talk to a girl, or you're late for class, or your parents are just driving you up the wall. You know, it's just encouraging to see that you're not alone, and even a superhero goes through the same sort of stuff. So for me, it was very important to try and make this version of Spider-Man the most relatable version of Spider-Man ever, which I think is, we have Michael Keaton in this movie, so we're good. I think we're set on the old villain front, and he's probably the scariest villain Marvel's ever had.
So you guys were working with Downey and Marisa Tomei and Michael Keaton. Was it ever overwhelming when you guys get into the set and you see these guys? And like, wow, it's going to be a good work day.
Well, there's that one scene that we can't talk about because you guys haven't seen it yet. But
it's going to be good.
It was so intense, you know, and it was an amazing experience to be in that sort of close proximity with these actors, you know, because it was you know, an amazing experience to be around them, let alone working with them.
Yeah, and these actors that you've looked up, you know, our whole lives and careers, and then to be in such close proximity. I feel like I learned so much just watching Michael Keaton on set. Like it was amazing.
Everyone asked me what's the best piece of advice you got given, and the amazing thing about these actors is they don't need to talk to you to give you advice. You can just watch them work and take it from them. Robert Downey Jr. is someone who I would consider to be at the top, right? You know, he is the peak of what being an actor means, and he's 10 minutes early every day. He says hello to everyone on set. He's professional, he's hardworking, and he's just a respectful guy. So for me, that's like, it doesn't matter how much money you make, how successful you are, you have to remain the same. And that's what Robert does. Everyone loves working with Robert because he's just like a regular bloke who just happens to be Robert Downey Jr. So yeah, that was, I guess, the best piece of advice I got.
And I was watching some videos from the beginning of Avengers Infinity War, and he kind of made you his camera guy. I guess he was in a chair on the set, and Chris Pratt comes in, and you're his camera guy.
Yeah, that was for Facebook Live. It's funny, so Robert wanted to do this Facebook Live thing, which is where you, I guess, you stream yourself live on Facebook. And he said to me, he was like, I want you to be the cameraman, and I want you to read the questions. So I'm trying to film him like this while reading the questions off this little screen, and obviously millions of people love him. So there was no questions. It was like, oh my God, I love you so much, I love you, I love you, I love you, you're amazing. There was just nothing for me to read, so I had to make up these questions. And it was just the most, like I was shooting Avengers, I was already stressed, right? And then Robert's like, do this for me. So it wasn't a great experience for me, but it was actually really funny. It went down really well. As you can probably tell, I had dots all over my face, which is part of a process which is called motion tracking, which I have no idea what it does, but I do it anyway, because that's what I'm told to do.
Hi.
Eu sou Emílio Faustino, do site Sociais.
I should just keep these on, sorry though.
Boa tarde. Eu sou Emílio Faustino, do site Sociais. Primeiro eu queria dizer que eu sou um grande fã do Homem Aranha, muito fã mesmo. E a minha pergunta é a seguinte, porque o Homem Aranha ele é muito famoso por ser muito mulherengo, né? Em cada franquia que aparece ele tem um novo par romântico. E...
Damn right!
Em contrapartida, existe no universo paralelo dos fanfics muitas pessoas que shippam o Homem-Aranha com o Deadpool. E eu gostaria de saber, se fosse proposto para você fazer o par romântico do Deadpool, se você toparia esse desafio, o que você acha da ideia?
Fuck yes. Woo! That was Spider-Man skills. I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said. I think if I was offered the opportunity to do a movie with Deadpool, it would have to happen. I mean, it would be so fun. Can you imagine? I don't know about them being a couple, but definitely friends. Definitely friends.
You guys have any favorite Marvel Universe characters besides Spider-Man and Liz Allen, obviously? Do you have any favorite characters, favorite superheroes from Marvel besides Spider-Man and Liz?
I like Black Widow. It's cool.
I really like Wolverine. I think Wolverine's really cool. There's a really amazing episode in Ultimate Spider-Man when him and Spider-Man swap bodies, and Spider-Man wakes up and he's in Wolverine's body. I always thought that would be something really funny to do. I love Wolverine. I've always been a huge fan of Iron Man. I haven't read the new ones though. The new ones look amazing, but no, I think Iron Man and Wolverine are probably my favorites.
And Black Widow. A gente tem mais duas perguntas. Eu tenho uma lá na frente, tem uma aqui.
Well, good morning, guys. Rodolfo from Play TV. The challenges being on set. First of all, how physical did it get? And the second question is for Tom. We're talking about a well-known New Yorker. How was for you doing this accent? Was it difficult to assume this character, this New Yorker character?
I think I should answer this question in a New York accent. I think for me, the challenges of being on set were, welcome because he's such a loved character and everyone's going to watch this movie, and it was important for me to make sure that I did my best job I could possibly do. So whenever it was hard, I felt like I was doing justice to the character. I'm not going to stop doing this accent now that you know that I can do it. No, whenever it was difficult, I thrived off that, you know, because I love a challenge. But that said, sometimes, I think one day I didn't go to the bathroom for 11 hours or something like that, because obviously the suit has no zip, and to take it off, you have to take the whole thing off if you want to go to the bathroom. So I'd probably say that was the hardest part of the shoot, was just holding it in, you know. But no, whenever it was difficult for me, it was just a reminder that I'm playing a character that's so beloved, so hard work is good work, you know. I forgot your second question. It was to do with the New York accent. I actually went to a school in the Bronx, undercover with a fake name, and I did an American accent to try and find out what American schools are like, because in England they're very different. And the biggest difference for me was being in a class with girls. I'd never done that. I've always been at an all-boys school, so it was a very, very informative experience. Flash, Tony Revolori, his character was inspired by my trip there, because there was no like jocks, there was no bullies. It was like the rich kid, the posh kid who makes snidey comments about your clothes. So I think Flash has sort of come from that trip I had at Bronx School of Science.
And I'll say, as a New Yorker, Tom completely embodied that and pulled it off, and sounds the part and acted the part. He, yeah, completely was a New Yorker.
The big thing, I had like a few phrases that I'd say as a New Yorker, and I'd always go, yeah, was my like go-to thing, and I can't stop saying that now. And all my friends are like, what are you doing? You're not from New York? But yeah, it's my new thing.
We have time for one last question. Mas você tá com uma... O pessoal tá levando o microfone para você.
Só senta, né?
Faz você aqui. A gente tem tempo para uma pergunta só, gente. Então, deixa ele fazer lá, que ele tá pedindo faz tempo lá atrás do lado da máscara. Mete bronca aí.
Meu nome é Rogério Montanari, sou do cinema Rapadura.
Senta aí, irmão.
Just a little bit.
Meu nome é Rogério Montanari, eu sou do cinema Rapadura. Eu também trouxe presentes, o pessoal já devia ter esperado isso. Trouxe presentes para vocês também. E eu tenho uma pergunta. Aqui no Brasil teve uma polêmica de que o último trailer do filme, ele contou demais o plot do filme, ele mostrou demais o filme. Eu queria saber se você acha que isso não é correto, se tem muito mais coisa para acontecer no filme, ou se realmente o pessoal deu uma exageradinha assim para poder chamar o pessoal para o cinema. Posso ligar o presente?
100%.
Not more t-shirts, which is good. Good.
Thank you very much. That's so kind of you. Thank you. Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, okay.
Todo mundo vai querer tirar então, velho.
Senta aí, amigo.
Tom, will you dance hip-hop in movie?
Sorry, buddy, say that again.
Will you dance hip-hop in movie? Will you dance hip-hop in movie?
No, I used to be a dancer when I was a kid. I definitely don't do any hip-hop dancing in the movie. But you should watch the Lip Sync Battle, which comes out in 6 days. I do some very fun dancing in that one. But back to your question about the trailer. Yeah, you know, there's a lot of secrets that are given away, but believe me, there are far more to come. You know, you may have seen the trailer and feel like you've seen the whole movie, but
there's so much more coming.
There's so much more.
So many plot twists and
It's
turns.
crazy. There's a plot twist that I didn't even know about. It was so secretive that I was watching part of the movie the other day, and I was like, wait a minute, what? No, how did it's amazing. It's going to be some really, really fun twists and turns.
Nick Fury wrote the movie. The secrets inside the secrets. Guys, I guess that's it for today. We're going to wrap it up. So, yeah, you want to give the mask? Você quer dar a máscara? Vamos dar aqui. I believe you have a mask, but you're going to have a... You have, wow, this is really cool.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so cool. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. That's so kind of you. Thank you.
And I think you have a mask, a new one.
Should I don the mask? What is the internet?
Celular aí, gente.
Come on, Q&A. Thank you guys, today's been amazing.
Obrigado,
Really appreciate it.
Thank you guys, that was
Thank
awesome.
you so much.
Thank you so much.
Great.
Thank you.
Tom Holland and
É isso aí, meus amigos. Eu espero que tenham gostado do vídeo de hoje. No entanto, não se esqueçam de se inscrever no canal, deixar o seu joinha e participar nos comentários. E para receber nossas novidades, acione a campanha de notificações, que está ali, bem ao lado do botão de inscritos. Um grande abraço e até breve!